Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of Narcissistic Personality Disorder, or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun, and not a diagnosis. Hello my lovely alerts and welcome back to the Narc Alert. Well, it's Friday. I hope we've all had a fantastic week. Tonight, we're going to go back to our roots. We're going to stray away from that boring old girl Amberlynn Reid, and we're going to go back and do a Narc Alert. Tonight, we're going to look at the narcissistic traits of Kody Brown from Sister Wives. In this video, we'll be examining Kody's behavior and actions to identify the characteristics that suggest he might have narcissistic personality disorder. But before we dive into that, let's start with a brief background on the family and their lifestyle. The Brown family first gained national attention in 2010 with the premiere of the reality TV show Sister Wives, which followed the lives of Kody Brown and his 4 wives and their 18 children. The Brown family are members of the Apostolic United Brethren, a Mormon fundamentalist sect that practices polygamy. Kody Brown is the patriarch of the Brown family. He was born in 1969 and raised in a polygamous family. Throughout the series, viewers have seen the ups and downs of the Browns family's unconventional lifestyle, including the challenges of maintaining multiple marriages, navigating jealousy and insecurity, and dealing with legal and social backlash. However, in 1990, Kody married his first wife, Mary Barber, and then later married Janelle, Christine, and finally Robin, making him legally married to 4 women. Kody has a total of 18 children with his wives, and the family's lifestyle of polygamy has been a central focus of the show. Throughout the series, Kody has been portrayed as the leader of the family and has been involved in many of the family's major decisions, including where they should live, how they should handle legal issues related to polygamy, and who he should spend time with. He has also been shown to have a grandiose sense of self-importance and a need for admiration, as well as a lack of empathy for others. Kody's behavior and actions have sparked controversy and criticism, with some viewers accusing him of being emotionally abusive toward his wives and showing favoritism towards certain wives and children. His behavior has also raised questions about the ethical and legal implications of polygamy. The first trait that we're going to look at in reference to Kody is grandiosity. Grandiosity, an exaggerated sense of self-importance. People with traits of NPD often have an inflated sense of their own importance, and they may believe that they are special or unique. They may also require excessive admiration and have a sense of entitlement. Kody has exhibited this trait in many ways throughout the show, such as when he referred to himself as a rock star and talked about how he has a unique relationship with each of his wives. In one example from season 14, episode 7, he expressed a desire for his family to have a Kody Brown Day in Flagstaff, Arizona, where they moved to escape persecution for their polygamous lifestyle. He also refers to himself frequently as the king of his household.
I'm going to be the head of my household again, and so I'm not going to be circumvented in that. If everybody's willing to conform to patriarchy again, I guess, because I've been fighting to make everybody happy.
Kody's inflated sense of self-importance leads him to tell his wives he is reasserting the patriarchy, also known as do what I say, with a side of condescension.
My bitterness is out of trying to do that and not having the family that I had thought about and designed.
Yeah, I didn't know I'd signed up for patriarchy, but...
Because eventually I'm going to lead. And many times I'm going to lead against their desires, my wife's desires. I'm going to lead to places they might not want to go, ideas they don't want to do, things they don't want to be involved, but I'm going to lead.
Struggling to understand or care about the feelings of others is another trait of NPD, lack of empathy. They may be preoccupied with their own needs and desires and disregard the feelings of those around them. Kody has demonstrated a lack of empathy toward his wives on multiple occasions, including when he refused to listen to their concerns about moving to Flagstaff and how it would impact their family.
I do not find it to be a wonderful place to live.
I just don't know anywhere else we're going to get as open-minded reception.
I have loved the freedom that we've had in Las Vegas.
That's what I don't want to give up. Our kids are going to go into a school where they could be potentially freaks again.
This meeting has them thinking, and now they're going to go, well, wait, if I could pick where I was going to live, where would it be? That's what I want. I want them thinking.
He does not care how his wives feel. He's far more interested in manipulating them to seeing things his way.
Surgery was at a time and a situation where it would have required that I'm 6 or 8 weeks away from home. I was gone for 4 days for Brian's wedding.
Guess how many's in there?
18?
You're such a dork.
Why? How many are in there? Oh, our years of marriage.
So now do you know how many would be in there?
Nope. How many years have we been married?
Are you serious?
Kody Brown, like so many with traits of NPD, seems to have an intense need for admiration, and he may go to great lengths to receive it. He may get angry or upset if he feels he's not receiving enough attention or praise. He has shown this in various ways.
All the sacrifices, and I'm asking everybody else to simply meet that level of sacrifice so that the family can exist. My boys think that they're fine and start going out and continuing social life while I'm making these humongous sacrifices. Blah, 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 blah. Just vomit more bullshit, vomit more bullshit. God, I'm just sick of it. Well, that's why he wants me back now, is because he's lonely, and all summer long he didn't need me, but he was going and doing this stuff and I didn't even know about it. I'm frankly tired of their criticism of my standards. And I've already sacrificed so much for 7 months. And what I've tried to do is I've tried to lead by example by doing this at this level and let everybody else choose what they do, but then actually have the consequences. And it looks to me like nobody really cares if I'm at home.
Kody created insane rules for COVID and stayed away from all but one wife's home. He was very upset that the family didn't comply with his orders.
They don't care to answer to each other or to me. But I'm still answering to them. Once again, more polygamy, double standard.
Polygamy is so unfair to the men.
Because I can't leave my boys out hanging out.
They're adults. Bye-bye. Listen, I've been sympathetic to this situation with Janelle and her kids.
He is the father of all of Janelle's children. They are not just her kids.
I feel like I've had higher standards all my life, and I'm just trying this expectation that nobody else can even fall into. Like it's just ridiculous.
Kody Brown has a sense of entitlement, believing that he deserves special treatment and privileges. He often disregards rules and laws that he doesn't agree with, such as polygamy laws, and expects to be exempt from the consequences of his actions. In the first season, Kody described himself as a freedom fighter for polygamy, and later he declares that he should be allowed to have as many wives as he wants.
So we left the state kind of in the dark of night. So once we landed in Las Vegas and things had settled, we sued the state of Utah, basically saying, look, this law is unfair. We won. So for a year, we were decriminalized.
So the state of Utah appealed our lawsuit that we had won. They overturned it, and then they doubled down with a new law, HB 99.
Basically, what it was going to do was kind of revise that law that was passed a few years ago.
This law would make it so law-abiding families made up of consenting adults would no longer be considered felons.
Yeah, not to be kind of condescending about it, but that's very sophomoric attitude that they have. I'm sort of blown away.
It comes as no surprise that a narcissist isn't simply fighting for what is right, but puts down their opponent, diminishes them, to build themselves up. Kody is so much more mature than the lawmakers.
And so why do they think that they can legislate it? It's naive.
Well, yeah, but it's not usually consenting adults that are victims in these situations. It's like if you've got a family and you have, we child brides and stuff like that, that's what they're concerned about. And that's real, and that's something they should be concerned about.
Narcissists are not concerned with others. They want what they want when they want it.
Like it was decriminalized, like it was just like a parking ticket. Would you be comfortable living in Utah?
I'm sorry, I'm not going.
Are you really asking that?
Yeah, wouldn't it be cool if it was just like a parking ticket?
Kody feels entitled to return to Utah regardless of the consequences. His wives do not seem to share his feelings. The final trait of narcissistic personality disorder that we're going to look at for Kody Brown is arrogance. Kody displays a strong sense of arrogance, often believing that he is above others and their opinions. He disregards the opinions of his wives and frequently talks down to them.
We're going to be investors in that business. We're going to be the board of directors on it, and we get to tell you how to run it.
No, not at all. This is my baby. They don't care about the house.
Mary was looking for family support to buy a property that had been in her family for years to run a bed and breakfast. Kody sits like a king taking over a kingdom.
I want to support her. I want her to be happy with these things. And yet I just see an overwhelming amount of responsibility. And I'm not in a place where I have time to work harder. I asked Brian when I got here, he says, I don't know. These two want me to make it special. I drove here, like decrying marriage. And
Kody chose to officiate his friend's marriage over attending his child's surgery. He still cannot just put his ego and pride aside to do a good job for his friends. It is always about him.
Stutter through this thing and do the worst job ever. I'm only partly to blame. There's something gnawing on me. Am I supposed to stop you from doing this? Starts this, she's smiling. Hey, I'm leaving. That's because she's looking forward to a future.
And you were at that moment.
And I'm at that moment going, I screwed this up. I should have been more patriarchal.
One of Kody's wives had chosen to leave. Kody's response is the marriage would have stayed together had he been more in control.
She wouldn't be leaving if I would have just been the head of my family. And yes, they all made the commitment to run their will to mine. Christine has to be in the family, Janelle has to be in the family. And basically I said, if you want to be in the family, then you have to understand I need you to run your will to mine. Are you okay with that? Because I'm going to be the head of the family. And they're like, yeah, me, pick me, pick me.
It goes without saying, referring to your wives, the women you love, the mothers of your children, as thirsty dogs is arrogant.
My issue was I thought Christine was playing a game.
Help me understand that.
Manipulation, pouting, temper tantrums. I mean, just behavior things.
I'm not a child.
Yeah.
I'm your wife. You don't talk to me like that. My bad behavior, that's just insulting. Please, I'm an adult.
In the last year, things have not turned out well for Kody Brown. All but one of his wives, Robin, have left him. His children are on social media doing tell-alls and spilling all the tea.
Displeasure of knowing, and I would strongly advise against taking anything he says as fact.
But every time the children have cried on the show, it's been legit. So when Isabel cried about not being able to have dad there, that was legit. When Gabe cried about not being about dad not calling him on his birthday for his birthday,
that was a hard scene to watch. That was hard to watch. That was bad.
Gabe is still affected by it. Gabe is still so harshly affected.
Man, just the knife in the kidneys over all these years.
Kody's dreams of the perfect, harmonious, polygamous family have left the building.
And the sacrifices that I made to love you, wasted.
Thank you for joining us at this look at Kody Brown and if he displays the traits of Narcissistic Personality Disorder, or NPD. If you liked the video, don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel. Grabbing a channel membership will get you access into the coolest Discord going, and maybe check out the RedBubble merch. Rio and I can't wait to see you on the live tomorrow. Until then, be kind, and hasta luego.